Good evening. This is All India Radio Kohima. I'm Jonas Yantan with Evening News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone of 1,406 projects worth more than 80,000 crore rupees. Nagaland Assembly Secretariat Staff Association begins their 2-day bend-down strike. Nagaland State Department of School Education issues clarifications with regard to the news item. And Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services ask piggery farmers to get their pigs vaccinated. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation stone of 1,406 projects worth more than 80,000 crore rupees in the third groundbreaking ceremony of the UP Investors Summit in Lucknow. The project encompassed diverse sectors like agriculture and allied, IT and electronics, MSME, manufacturing, renewable energy, pharma, tourism, defense and aerospace, handloom and textiles. Speaking on the occasion, Prime Minister said, in the last 8 years, a new culture of completing projects on time has developed in the country. Nagaland Assembly Secretariat Staff Association (NASSA) began its 2-day bend-down strike from today to register their protest against the state government appointing Dr. P.J. Anthony, retired officer, as Principal Secretary under the establishment of the NLA Secretariat. NASSA alleged that Dr. P.J. Anthony had unilaterally amended the existing service rules to suit his interest of service extension by inserting a provision where a superannuated officer can be appointed on deputation in the Assembly Secretariat till the age of 65 years. NASSA said it strongly objected to the proposal of Anthony being made the Principal Secretary, though the Cabinet had approved creation of the post of Principal Secretary. Nagaland State Department of School Education has issued clarification with regard to the news item in the local media, abolish post of Principal Director of School Education, which was being demanded by Rising People's Party, RPP. The department stated that while accepting the poor performance, there is overall decrease in pass percentage in the state level as well as in private schools due to the pandemic-related issues. It asserted that the candidates of the HSLC 2022 batch suffered considerable amount of learning loss when they were in Class 9 and in the year 2020 as well as in Class 10 during the year 2021. The department also stated that in spite of the best efforts of the department to rationalize teachers, the state faces acute shortage of mathematics and science teachers, and this too is a reason behind the decline in the examination results. Stating that the issue of poor performance of students from government schools is a complex issue, the department said out of 251 government high schools, nearly 135 schools were not having headmasters due to the court cases between different groups of teachers. It further pointed out that another issue faced by the department is the instability in managing the post of district education officers and sub-divisional education officers who play an important role in regard to inspection and supervision for improvement of school administration. It may be mentioned that the Rising People's Party, RPP, has demanded for abolition of the post of Principal Director in the wake of the poor performance of government schools in the recent HSLC and HSSLC examinations, despite the bold claims regarding implementation of teacher rationalization for better results. Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services has informed the piggery farmers in Nagaland to get their pigs vaccinated against classical swine fever. The department said that pigs, preferably the breeding stock, should be vaccinated as prevention before the onset of monsoon from the nearest veterinary institutes, since this disease is endemic in Nagaland. All chiefs veterinary officers have also been directed to collect the vaccines from the Directorate Office for the year 2021-22. It said vaccination will be carried out in ring or cluster depending on the occurrence and epidemiological pattern of the disease in respective districts. The department further stated that due importance should be given in the border areas and stock routes. This news comes to you from All India Radio, Kohima. You can also listen to this news bulletin on News on Air app and YouTube channel AIR News Kohima. The third state-level committee meeting for New India at 75 Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav was held today at Kohima under the chairmanship of Principal Secretary, Department of Health and Family Welfare, Amardeep S. Padia. The meeting was held to highlight the achievements of New India at 75 Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav conducted in 8 high HIV prevalent districts across Nagaland, namely Kohima, Dimapur, Mugukchung, Noklak, Pek, Beren, Twensang and Kifere. Presenting the overall achievements, Deputy Director Nagaland State AIDS Control Society, NSEX, Techangunyo Tenyo, informed that the campaign was carried out in 3 phased manners from August 2021 to March 2022 in 75 identified schools and 75 identified colleges, institute and higher secondary schools in the identified districts. She said through various awareness programs, a total of 16,264 students were sensitized on HIV, DP and blood donation. Tenyo added that during the various competitions that were conducted, a total of 1,212 students took part and 479 students were declared winners. The publicity of the campaign was supported by DDK, AIR, BIB and DIPR. Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur has said that the Narendra Modi-led government has fulfilled its commitment of bringing better days to the lives of the people by initiating a number of welfare schemes across the country in the last 8 years. He said the NDA government has constructed around 12 crore toilets, provided tap water supply to 47% population living in rural areas, given gas connection to nearly 9.5 crore households and constructed around 3 crore Pakka houses across the country. Thakur also said that free COVID vaccination and free ration to 80 crore beneficiaries during the challenging times of COVID pandemic reflect that the country is indeed witnessing better days. Speaking at the inaugural event of DT News Conclave on 8 years of Modi government being held at Doordarshan Bhawan in New Delhi today, the Union Minister stated that the government has brought transparency into the system and ended the practice of corruption, which is benefiting the people in a long way. The new chairman of Dimapur District Planning and Development Board, MLA Mua Doshi, has urged the officers to sensitize civic sense amongst the general public in order to keep the city clean. Addressing the first DPDB meeting after bifurcation of Dimapur district today, Mua Doshi asked the board members to work diligently by contributing through action and verbal inputs over and above the normal duties for the betterment of Dimapur. Emphasizing on the frequent occurrence of floods and clogged drains in the district, Mua Doshi expressed hope that with collective efforts, the face of Dimapur could be changed. The new chairman further sought the collective suggestions and positive criticisms from the board members. Kohima Forest Division today launched a magazine, Into the Wild, Volume 1. The magazine was launched by Principal Chief Conservator of Forest and Head of the Forest Force, Tramendra Prakash. Speaking on the occasion, District Forest Officer Rajkumar M., who conceptualized the magazine, said that the Kohima Forest Division has collected articles from the community on conservation from different villages. The magazine contains interviews, posters and articles contributed by the community. The forest officer said that the division has been organizing online competition during the past few years amid the pandemic and collecting articles which has been included in the magazine. And now to end the news, here are the main points again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi lays foundation stone of 1,406 projects worth more than 80,000 crore rupees. Nagaland Assembly Secretariat Staff Association begins their 2-day bend-down strike. Nagaland State Department School Education issues clarification with regard to a news item. And Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Services ask piggery farmers to get their pigs vaccinated. That is all we have in this evening news bulletin. Good night.